I guess let's start with the hotel. So we started with Phil. Let's say you get to where you're going and you're looking to book a room. What should we be expecting for room rates when you're talking about revenue per available room at a hotel or an Airbnb? And how do those trends either diverge or converge?
Yeah, the answer to almost all questions is it depends, and that applies here as well, which is if you look across the hotel pricing data, what you're seeing is that the luxury end is the only one that is still in positive territory in terms of pushing price higher, right? Pushing RevPAR higher and productivity higher. All of the other segments that we've seen are actually down. And in the month of July, per the note we put out late last week, you saw luxury was up 0.8%, which is not what I would consider to be a big up. And I think what the takeaway is that patrons, whether it's business or leisure travelers, are starting to push back on price within hotels, right? We've had just amazing price growth over the past couple of years. And I think the data is telling you that we're starting to see it push back. And one other important point is that the inbound international travel has been weak. I think many overlook the fact that Canada is the most important inbound international market into the U.S., and that has been down materially for a number of months now, whereas many of the international markets are still seeing some really meaningful growth. In fact, corporate near-term intent in the U.S. was down 5 percentage points, whereas, corporate travel, near-term consumer travel was down 5 percentage points in intent, whereas corporate travel is still flattish.
And then what about cruise lines? I mean, these trends just really seem to amaze me. They just continue to be very strong. Are your expectations that will continue going into the rest of this year?
Love them, Courtney. And the reality is there's some things going on in the cruise industry after following it for many years that I think are very positive. Number one, I think the management teams across the 4 public companies are very good. And I'm not sure that you would have said that, 5 years, 10 years ago. And the sophistication with which they are enacting change within the industry in how they book, how they engage with customers, technology, just overall execution is super impressive. The second thing is that from a Caribbean perspective, very important in the U.S., the launch of private islands. I experienced one myself a few weeks back with Royal Caribbean. It's an experience that is driving big-time consumer demand. There's something on these islands for just about everyone. And, the third thing about cruise is that it's still, as a value proposition, 20% less expensive than a commensurate land-based vacation. And so in this environment where we talk about prices meeting resistance, cruise lines offer this all-inclusive or mostly all-inclusive value proposition that's very compelling, Courtney.